What up, SFAM? It's your boy Lynch. I'm back again with another motherfucking video. SFAM, stand up, salute, stay focused, motivated, get motivated up in this jank one time. Y'all gotta forgive me, man. I'm a little bit under the weather. Just went yesterday to get my vaccination. Don't mind my little bumblebee band-aid, and don't mind this up here. This is from Afghanistan right here, and this down here is my actual vaccination. I don't know why they gave me that. I didn't want to take the vax, y'all, but when Big Army tells you to move, you gotta freaking move and do what they tell you to do, man. Nicky Mgtv done it again. I gotta give a big shout out to T-Voot for hooking up the hashtag SFAMReact and the link to the video in my Discord. By the way, head down to the very bottom link in this description to go check out my Discord. T-Voot's requesting us to react to Nicky Mgtv. The Air Force says F the major rules of the military, major regulations by the military. He says they shouldn't be a branch, man. So I don't know, hopefully the Air Force has a good reason for not want to follow whatever regulations or whatever. When it comes to the convention, I think y'all know what I mean. When it comes to that kind of stuff, we gotta pay attention to these rules, and we gotta do what we gotta do. All military standard for the military in general is military standard, and if you don't want to freaking follow it, get out, man. Straight up, point blank, period. That's how it should be. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and get into this video, man. If this is your first time to the page, comment, like, subscribe, hit that bell notification so you stay updated every time I upload a video. Thank y'all so much for coming through. SFAM, stand up, salute, stay focused, motivated, get motivated up in this jank one time. Let's go.
U.S. Air Force, we only ask you to play by the same rule book for once, to say that you're actually a military branch for
play by the same rule book for once. So I want to know if some other times that the Air Force didn't want to play by the rules. By the way, no disrespect to the Air Force. I got like half my family that was in the Air Force. Nobody's in right now that I could think of. I do have a couple friends that's in the Air Force and stuff like that too. No disrespect, but y'all gotta go by the rules, man. Let's go.
For Christ's sake. But that's just my opinion as someone that's envious. I probably should have joined the Air Force. But
envious.
And now I'm sitting here sulking in my own sorrows as new regulations come out for the Air Force.
Envious.
That is progressive than
I once wanted to join the Air Force, man. But I have some prior things that I was doing back in the day before I came in the Army that wouldn't let me join the Air Force. So I had to take the Navy, man. Let's go.
We've ever seen before, and I will say other branches might actually adopt this. We'll see what happens.
Okay.
Big shout out to our boys over at Task and Purpose talking about this, and they opened their article saying this. Starting in October, the Air Force will break with decades of tradition by allowing its members to put their hands in their pockets while in uniform.
Come on, man. I thought it was gonna be something way bigger. I thought it was gonna be, come on, man. So the Air Force is now allowed to put their hands in their pockets. We in the Army have been going over this for years. Like, where in the regulation does it say we can't put our hands in our pockets? It's a big thing that we just say, hey, keep your hands out of your pockets, because it can be taken as a form of disrespect to a non-commissioned officer when they're talking to you. Imagine you being an NCO talking to, a lower enlisted, and they put their hands in their pockets while they talk to you. Also, if I'm not mistaken, I remember it was a movie called A Few Good Men, if I can remember correctly, man. The one with Tom Cruise and the Marines, who they got charged for doing something wrong, but it was an order. I remember the Marine put his hands in his pockets disrespectfully to Tom Cruise, when Tom Cruise was trying to make him take some kind of a deal or something like that. One of my favorite movies. But yeah, so now I can see why, but I thought it was gonna be something way bigger. Let's go, man.
God forbid the U.S. Air Force has any tradition out of how many decades they've actually been of service. Feels like they're trying to create something just like the Space Force every single time. Can we just stick to like some fundamental things like the hands in the pockets that would be synonymous across every military base? God forbid now you're going to see a Marine officer or senior enlisted person and blow their mind anytime they're on an Air Force base. That's not it. That's going to make them even more civilian than they already are.
And maybe it's a trend of changing the regulation or something. The Army made this big thing where we let the females wear their ponytails whenever they're in their ACUs now, and when they have on their patrol caps, all this stuff. The hair regulation, man, we now can bleach our hairs or whatever. I don't know, man. But bruh, maybe it's a trend. Maybe I don't know, man. Let's go.
They're talking about walking and talking on cell phones.
See?
And being able to drink while walking. Nicky, these are not big issues.
That's
these
what
are
I'm
just
saying,
little things
bruh.
that regular people do on a regular basis. We're sitting here trying to live our lives in every other branch, which is bigger than the freaking Air Force. Yeah, we can't do any of this. There is a point to all my madness of what I'm ranting about because it is actually important. I do want to mention as well, they're talking about new hair regulations. But
there you go. See?
There is a lot to this that leadership seems to be talking about, and they say this: we trust our airmen, non-commissioned officers, and commanders with incredible resources and significant responsibilities, and will need to do so even more as we prepare for future conflicts, said Air Force Lieutenant General Brian Kelly. General, this is not me questioning here, but could we not trust them with other mission essential things that might be more relevant,
actually important stuff? You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's like Air Force, you guys don't do any of that. But
exactly.
You guys know what I'm saying. I will give kudos here, though, because it looks like Air Force is taking a note from the Sergeant Majors of the Army.
Here we go.
As it is now looking to put more power in the non-commissioned officers at the lower ranks.
Okay.
Go figure.
Now,
More times lower-ranked people are going to have to make decisions and not just be robots.
It should have been
also
like
says,
that, man.
we likewise trust they can figure out what it takes and means to maintain standards without specifying exact behavior in every situation. I don't know, like parade rest, at attention, at ease.
What
Traditions
the
that
heck
have
was that,
already
bro?
been the case as the military has been around, as we've understood these basic fundamentals. I don't even know if they teach this shit over at Air Force Boot Camp. So if you're not taught that, please confirm that for me. If you are, please perform it, because I doubt you've done it in any time of your service.
Parade rest and stuff?
The article then goes on to
see, that's the thing too, when you come into the like big army and stuff like that, man. Once you get out of basic training, that's what we started doing that a long time ago, as far as allowing to not stand at parade rest all the time for us. But it was always a big conflict, because then they get it twisted. We all have to be on the same page. That's one thing as a drill sergeant that we always talked about. Whatever we want to do, make sure we're all on the same page about it. If the trainees are allowed to have their freaking camelbacks on one shoulder, we all have to be on the same page. That way you got one drill sergeant that's allowing it. You don't have another drill sergeant that's not allowing it and causing all this confusion, man. Let's go.
About various leaders that have been captured with their hands in their pockets.
See?
I will tell you, I'm a person that's guilty. I put my hands in my pockets all the time when I'm just standing around, but not while I'm walking.
I have rarely ever put my hands in my pockets.
So I don't know if they're actually going to be able to walk and have their hands in their pockets.
And see, that just doesn't make sense to be able to put your hands in your pockets while you're walking, because if I have to fall or something like that, like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. Let's go, man.
Same time, I'm sure commanders of every base are going to have to figure this out. Then every base they go to, they're going to be like, what is the hands in the pockets rule here? Can you walk with them in? Can you walk with them out? How is this working? Do I get to do it in front of the general when he comes? The article then goes to say the crazy thing is that the hands in the pockets change is only one of the many earth-shaking standards to be removed or relaxed in the upcoming Air Force guidance. Here's what else is changing. Male bulk hair standards. The hair on top of your head, not on the sides, increase from 2 inches to 2.5 inches.
Whoa, point for half an inch.
Tattooing meant to help a person look natural or normal, like covering up a scar on the scalp, is authorized for men. And the size of hair accessories increases from 1 inch to 2 inches for females. Hosiery is optional for females with any combination of dress uniform. Transparent piercing piercings are authorized.
I feel like it's a big trend across the whole military,
of approved operational camouflage pattern morale patches on Fridays or during special events. Again, a little bit of common sense here when it comes to the tattooing thing to blend in with the hairline or whatever else. And on top of that,
a lot of people get permanent tattoos, man.
Is going to want to keep their spacers in. That way they can have their piercings when they're not on base. Okay, I can go with that. It doesn't seem like it would detract from uniform because it's not going to be too obvious. Sometimes it is.
Sometimes.
We in the U.S. military have hair regulations. We have all these things that, I mean, the Air Force already doesn't look military. And now you're saying, you know that long hair you guys already have?
Go ahead and make it a little bit longer. There you go. Go ahead and make it a little bit longer.
And my patience wears a little bit thinner. Let's be fair here, though. When COVID hit, guess what happened? Barbershop shut down. They said, hold off on the haircuts. You guys can take a break.
Now, that's for health reasons, man. That's for health reasons. And then if the Army allows for religious reasons, soldiers can now have a full beard, man. They don't have to... See, and we start getting aggravated when the changes start getting like, bruh. And there's a thing called adaptability. we have to start adapting to the many changes. It's gonna happen over time, and we just gotta roll with the punches, man. Let's go.
God forbid you guys actually take off your mask and you got to get a few shavings done. But what I want to go here is, did that really make or break our operational readiness to do our job?
Not
no.
really.
So I'd say maybe the Air Force took this as a sign, as like, we can make things better without having to be the typical military.
And see, I don't think it's a thing of making things better. I've had another one of my battle buddies, a really, really good sergeant first class. He used to be a drill sergeant. When we start making these changes to adapt to, you know what I'm saying? Just make it one standard regardless of whatever situations or little bias or whatever the case may be. Make it one standard. And that's the thing that starts happening when we start conforming to the people, when we start conforming. I can see, like Nicky is saying, for operational reasons, okay, cool. But just because, you know what I mean? I don't know. That's where the things start getting crazy too. Let's go.
Now let's just see if the Marine Corps will take suit. Not going to happen. Leadership then goes to say, we remain committed to maintaining an iterative approach with our dress and appearance standards, Kelly said. During the most recent review, we approved several updates fully aligned with our Air Force standards and culture that maintain our focus on warfighting while providing options to meet many
maintain
of
the focus on
warfighting,
bro.
Johnny needs a little bit more hair to slick back to look cool for the ladies when he gets back from his different various, I would say, flight ops or whatever else they do in the Air Force, and being very naive right now and making some arbitrary things up. That is not to mission readiness at all.
That's what I'm saying.
If it comes down to making some airmen happy, I'm down for it.
It shouldn't be about making people happy, man. Because when you start doing things in the military, you start changing regulations to make people happy, people are going to start complaining about all kinds of things. And it's going to be a big mess. But you do have them higher ups who are going to put their foot down and be like, no, we're not having that. You can make whatever. I always tell trainees, you can request whatever you want. You can request leave. You can request to utilize the latrine. You can request whatever. But just see if we, just if it's actually needed is when I think we'll freaking go with it, man. But let's go.
We're one step closer to beards. I'm going to tell you this.
See?
If anything, we are going to see the Air Force implement this the first time ever, possibly, if they are going this progressive. And I'm telling you right now, there are people rolling over in their graves that can't believe this is even happening.
Yes.
On top of that, let's just look at the overall bubble of the military for 1 second. Have you ever thought about the different uniforms, the different regulations, the different requirements? For every branch requires different generals or admirals or whoever to
they gotta sign off on this stuff. There you go. See, me and Nicky be speaking the same freaking language, man. Just like my battle buddy Angry Cops, bro. We see things. I love it when it's like that, man. Let's go.
All the way up. You got to test out these uniforms or whatever else as well. These new regulations, do the poll, do the focus groups, go through the whole rigmarole, finally figure out, oh, they actually want this. You could go to Reddit, Facebook, Instagram. You're going to see what airmen, sailors, Marines, Army, whatever these guys want. You don't even have to do focus groups anymore. You can just do it online. How many thousands of dollars went into just the changes that we're seeing right here? Now let's
sneeze
just
coming on, man.
put our brains.
I feel a sneeze when I feel a sneeze coming on. I can't concentrate because I'm like, okay, is the sneeze coming or not, man? My bad, y'all. I apologize. Let's go.
Together, two brain cells, friction. What if mind-blowing idea here? We did it for every branch.
There you go.
Just blanket statements. How about the idea of uniformity amongst everybody? Just saying, might be a groundbreaking statement here.
Okay, Nicky, I see you.
I know it's 2021, and we're still living like we're in 1990. So let me know what you guys think about these new regulations, updates that are happening with the Air Force. I'm
going to just say right now, man, conforming to every little thing that people want to do. Like I said, man, everybody's going to have their complaints. Everybody's going to want this and that and this and that, and it's going to be a headache. Everybody's going to start complaining, bro. I agree with Nicky about making it a uniform across the whole freaking military. Why not? You know what I'm saying? And understood, different branches have their different mission essential, they have specific things that they need as per the mission. But if it doesn't hurt the mission, and we've been doing it for tradition for years, why change it? If it doesn't hurt that we're doing it, why change it? If it's not broke, don't fix it. Anyway, man, it's your boy Lynch. I want to thank y'all so much for coming through, man. Y'all make sure y'all go check out Nicky Mgtv. He also has a Patreon. Y'all go check him out on Patreon, Facebook, Instagram, all that good stuff. Go look him up. But yeah, man, I want to thank y'all so much for coming through. I'm feeling a little bit better just after doing that video. I guess I gotta get it going, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, I'm about to get up out of here. Stay focused and motivated. Get motivated up in this jank one time. SFAM stand up. SFAM salute. Thanks for coming through. It's your boy Lynch. Deuces. Love you to death. And I'm out of here.